Thank you very much for having me today. And I'm sure you're all familiar with who Damola is. Still the academic coordinator of Transformation College. And today we'll be talking about Google Display and Video as 360. So give me a minute while I share my screen. So before I share my screen, I would like to inform you that this class is going to be 30 minutes for theoretical aspects, explaining what the Google Ads displays and the we are going to be doing little practical aspects for the other 30 minutes so you can really have an idea of how to put up a video ad, how to do display ad, how to do an audio ad. So give me a minute while I share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Oh, very good. So today we'll be talking about mastering displays and videos of Google display ads. So basically, I know every one of us, or let me start by saying not every one of us. If you know you use YouTube here, please kindly signify. If you know you use YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or sorry, currently named X. So I need a response. If you know you use the social media platforms, majorly YouTube. The reason why YouTube is very, very important here is because majorly most of the YouTube is one of the leading um, users of these video display ads. Okay, I can see Mr. John is saying yes. Which one? You can specify in the chat to let me know which one exactly you use frequently. So I'm sure anytime you want to watch a video, there's always this video popping up to advertising something to you, trying to let you know, oh, you can do this, buy this, or get this. So basically, those are display ads, and display ads come in three different sectors. But before we proceed on that, let me introduce you properly to the display ads. First of all, today, what are we going to be doing today? I'm going to be introducing you to display ads and video. I'm going to be showing you how to create your own Google business account. I will be showing you how to use some of the basic features like, creating a campaign and, showing you how to use the platform itself. So basically, on display ads, what are display ads? Display ads are majorly ads that they are in video representation, in picture representation, or in audio representation. And these ads are what the firms use to get across what they are selling, the services or product they are selling over to the customers. And there's one major thing about advertisement. Advertisement is not something you just do once and you just stop. Advertisement is a way to subconsciously put the brand in the mind of the customer. So even without the customer knowing, he already takes that brand. Let me give you an example. Coca-Cola. Growing up as a child, I just grew up with seeing Coca-Cola ads everywhere and every time. So that would, in a way, my subconscious already know that okay, if I need any soft drink, Coke is the first thing I should go to because the my subconscious already knows Coke from growing up to now, knowing that okay, this is like the number one, even if it's not the number one brand, but it's like the top brand for soft drinks. So moving ahead. So The display video at 360 is Google's demand side platform that enables advertisers to plan, buy, and measure digital media campaign across display, video, and other formats, like I explained. And what are the key benefits? The key benefits are majorly it offers a way to track, and you have access to inventory, you have access to analytics, you can make the ads better, you can make the performance better, you can know where your customers are really coming from, which country, what demographics, what age, and what are their interests. So those are some of the benefits. And the evolution of programmatic advertisements from manual to buying automatic and real-time bidding. Like on Google Ads, there is also a strategy we use for getting ads at a cheaper rate, which is bidding. So that is part of the evolution of how advertising has evolved. And display video ads 360 represents the cutting edge of programmatic technology in the digital advertising ecosystem. So this really shows us that evolving and moving ahead, we have come up with a way, Google has come up with a way of making it easier for you to be able to tweak your analytics and your strategy to get to more customers. So in the evolution of programmatic advertisement, let's start from the traditional programmatic. So this is like a shift from the manual ad buying to automated. Like for instance, you all you need to do on this Google Ads Pro is you get your either your video, your image, or your audio. For example, let's say I want to sell Transformation College, for instance. So what I would need is a video that is talking about Transformation College, the courses that they offer, and how I can reach out to them, and majorly all the informations I would need to be able to reach out to them. So that's after putting that together, I would create an account and upload my video, use the kind of demographics I want, do what they call a strategic mapping for who I want, the kind of interest they should have before they can view the videos. So those are like the previous way of doing it. But right now, you just need to have you can either have your own demographics. Probably you want to just show it to just Nigerians, and you want to show it to probably in Nigeria, just people in Lagos in Nigeria. But now you can use AI to like automate what your ad is about. You just upload the video and the AI will analyze it and it will let you know, okay, this is the right target for you. These targets can also be interested and things like that. So the key technological milestones are real-time bidding. Like I said earlier, you can bid for the prices now instead of having a fixed price, you can bid for a price. Your click-through rate will determine the price you're going to be paying per click-through, per click on, and whenever anybody clicks on your ad, that's going to determine how much you're going to be paying. So aside from that, and we have AI-powered optimization like I just explained just now, and it represents critical developments that shaped programmatic advertising growth and sophistication. So, aside from that, the rise and ad exchange. Well, digital marketplace emerged connecting publishers and advertisers, enabling automated buyers and selling of ads inventory through sophisticated auction mechanisms. What this is trying to let you know is that instead of just doing it in a fixed way, you have the options to do it in two different ways, which is your advertisement. Instead of just saying, okay, I want to pay five, for example, you want to pay 5,000 naira for an ad for one day, you can bid on the ad and say, okay, on each click that this ad gets, I'm going to be paying 20 kobo. So that means for each person that is clicking on the ad, you're going to be paying 20 kobo, which will really optimize your ad and let you know who and who exactly is clicking. And before you click an ad, you must be interested, except it is a mistake. And if you are looking at it from the analytic part, you still need to factor out about 20% out that can be errors. So the key platform capabilities are audience targeting options. We have programmatic guaranteed deals. We have cross-device measures, and we have creative management tools. So when you come about the audience targeting options, this offers you the advanced audience segmentation through demographics, interests, behaviors, and first-party data and integration of precise campaign targeting. For you to understand this properly, I am sure that most of us will have observed that anytime you're on your phone or your phone is around you and you just, mention or you're talking to somebody about something you need or something that there's an ad for, anytime you go on social media, automatically, in this age of AI, automatically your information that was spoken would be recorded by your phone because of the apps we have right now and the permissions they we have granted them. They would also get your ads, your request, what they feel that you want. Like for example, you can just be around your phone and talk about how much you really want a particular shoe, or just talk about it out loud like once or twice or three times. Before the end of that day, you'll be getting an ad about that shoe at cheap price, at expensive price, easy way to get, or alternatives to that particular shoe. The point is, this data is being collated and is being sold to higher party um, audiences. Like the way it is being done is you can select your demographics. Like for example, demographics is talking about your area. Like for instance, Nigeria. If you want to target probably a particular place in Lagos, like Ikeja, for instance, you can just select Nigeria, Lagos, Ikeja. So you are being precise. That ad will be shown to people around Ikeja. That's if you are being precise on it. But if you just want it to be in Nigeria, it can pick and decide to share the ad to someone in Ibadan and share some ad to someone in Lagos and to Osun and Kano and Abuja and like that. But if you are being precise, you need to show exactly where and what you want the ad to do. And also, you can also add the behavioral patterns like what okay, for instance, your ad now, people that are interested in weddings, then probably you're an events planner, you're trying to, through an ad, you have to add in people that are interested for wedding, for birthdays, parties, entertainment. You need those behavioral patterns. People that are interested in those kind of things are definitely people that would want to get the service of an events planner. So all those things have to be put in good consideration before completing your audience targeting. So the programmatic guaranteed deals. These are the deals that secure premium inventory with guaranteed impression while maintaining program programmatic efficiency through automated direct publisher relationship. Now, this is when you have this is on a more premium level because mostly when it comes to this sector, you would need to have a good rapport with probably a publisher or probably a newspaper outlet to have a direct connection or relationship with your brand and the publisher to make it easier for you to be able to do your ads, either be it video, audio, or display. So for cross-device measurement, now you can track your journey across multiple devices without unfiltered reports. You can either use your laptop, you can use your phone, you can use your tab, and as well, you can also use your desktop. So anything, any device particularly that can go on the internet, you can use it to actually know what exactly is going on with your ads. So the creative management tools, basically these tools build they are built to like customize and optimize creative assets at scale with dynamic creativity, optimized and HTML5 Studio integrated. I'm not sure many of us here know what HTML5 Studio is, but this HTML5 Studio is integrated because of what we call creative ideas. And creative ideas are like, for instance, content creators. Let me put it like that. For example, let's start with content creators. Sometimes you might just bring up an idea and, when it goes viral online, people start copying it. So, in order for you to be able to maximize the use of that idea, regardless of people copying it, there is a way you can actually trademark it and make it your own genuine idea. But it will not still be limited to people copying it, because there is what we call copyright, and the infringement of copyright is on the internet right now is regarding ads, is very, very important that you do not cross that sector, because copyright is something that is very, very protected, and you know it doesn't make any sense to use someone else's content without actually adding value or reusing it in a proper way, or not giving the props to the owner of the content. So we'll be talking about the platform architecture now. So how the platform is looks and how it runs. So in this interface, in the interface of the Google Ads, video ads, and the dashboard overview just gives you a comprehensive view for your campaigns, your performance, your metrics, majorly your account settings, through how you can see the layout, how you can customize it. You can decide to change the aspect ratio, how it looks for someone that is viewing it on the laptop and someone that is viewing it on the tab. You know, when you're making your ads on Google Ads, you can target either someone using a computer, how they will see it on a computer, how the person will see it on a tablet, and how you see it on a phone differently. Those are where you need to, adjust the aspect ratio to match each particular device. So the navigation menu is on the left sidebar menu, organized key platform sections, including campaigns, inventories, audience, and the reporting tools for efficiency workflow management. Like, what this is explaining to you is that the sidebar menu is where you can get things like your campaign. If you want to like know what's happening with your campaign, or you want to create a new campaign, and you can check your inventory, you can check your audience, which is also will show you your demographics, and you can check the reports, how well your ad is doing, and if it's not doing well, what you can do to make it better. So the campaign management interface is majorly, this is a component that displays active campaigns with filtering options. You can decide to know, okay, which when did you run this ad, and what is the performance so far, what is the click-through rate, and you can check the performance of the ad, know which buttons, which indicators that you need to tweak to make it better, and you can use it to quickly optimize the budget of the ads. So there's also a segment for the reporting tools. These reporting tools, they give you access to customizable reports through the analytics section, featuring drag and drop functionalities, visual options, and schedule delivery capabilities, which means that you can schedule your campaign, you can decide when your campaign starts, at exactly what time, and exactly when you want it done. And this is so easy that you can just easily just drag and drop, your content, which can either be in video format, in display format, or in audio format. So which makes it easier for you to be able to use the software or the web-based platform. So what is the integration with Google Marketing? Well, Google Marketing Platform integration is seamless. It seamlessly connects you with other Google Marketing Platform tools, enable on-field campaigns management and shared audience and comprehensive cross-platform reporting capabilities. So basically, you can use different marketing platforms and you can still merge them together using Google in a strategic way using Google Campaign Ad Manager. So on cross product data sharing, this gives you leveraged audience segments, conversion data and analytics insights across Google's ecosystem to enhance targeting precision and campaign performance. This literally just means that from here you can easily just use all like the data on Google to determine what kind of um, campaign you're getting. And Google has a very broad database, and which would really help a lot because right now, like let me say Google search engine is the number one search engine in the world because it's mostly used in a day. So that will give you a really broad scope of what to do or who to send your advertisement to. So the Campaign Manager 360 synergy, this utilizes bi-directional data flow between Display Video 360 and Campaign Manager 360 for consolidated reporting and attribution modeling and streamlining trafficking workflow. So this is a little bit more technical for digital marketers because this would actually let you know how to infuse the two. You can use your Google Campaign Manager and you can still use your Google Ads Manager because majorly they are different segments, but they are still all under the Display Video Ads 360. So we need to know what data management capabilities are. So first part, data integration. This seamlessly incorporates your own customer data into DV360. So I'm going to be calling Display Video Ads DV360. It's just for this class, so it can be easy for us to easily understand and move ahead. So this seamlessly incorporates your own customers' data. Like for instance, if you're a what do you call it, a events planner, you can get all the data from your ad, and you will know for precisely who and when you're going to be getting a job, who you're getting a job from and when you're getting a job from, because this will make your ad very precise. You would know exactly the kind of people that you are targeting. You're not just targeting random people. So for the audience segmentation tool, you can create custom audience segments based on demographics. For example, I can decide for today now, I want to do an ad on a flyer for wedding. I will only focus on wedding and things related to wedding. And once I've saved that demographics and tomorrow I want to do birthdays, I would also create a different demographics for birthday because I want everybody that has an or that wants to celebrate their birthday to be in that spectrum. I don't want to mix the ones for the burial and the people for wedding to be on the same demographics. So the third party data partnership, this is a premium service. You need to have access to premium audience data from trusted providers to expand reach and enhance targeting capability beyond your first party data assets, which are, like for instance, like I said, the the permission you have given Facebook on your phone, the permission you have given Instagram on your phone, those data that they are collecting, they sell those data out to iParty. So these data are being collected and they are being used to, to get the particular customers we targeted. Like for example, you talking about you need a phone, you need a phone, you need a phone, you need probably you need an iPhone 17 Pro. You've been saying this since morning, you need an iPhone 17 Pro. Now, your Instagram already knows you need an iPhone 17 Pro. It will collate this data and put this data in part of the ads data. And this data will be sold to advertisers that are on the higher spectrum, not regular advertisers like me and you. But we can also buy this data. That's why I said this is a premium data. You will need to have a bit more than the regular money you want to use to pay for ad for those data. That's why it's mostly done by bigger firms and the likes. So next we're going to be talking about the campaign planning and the strategy. So what am I still audible? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, you are.
All right, all right. So as I proceed with campaign planning, so first of all, like I've said over and over, your audience is very, very important because how you use your audience will determine how you can really get your ad in their faces. Because one of the very most important thing about advertisements is getting the brand into the subconscious of the customer. Because if you once you are able to achieve that, you will be able to even stay a while without doing ad and people will still keep coming. But for an example, let me use Coca-Cola again as an example. Coca-Cola is a brand that even till today they still do ads. Like the amount of ads they do, sometimes it looks like it's so much. That is why they keep making the kind of turnout they make. Because regardless of if they are selling, there is a bit down, they are still doing the ads because they know the principle of advertisement that you have to be in the subconscious of your consumer all the time so that your consumer would not have that time to be able to forget or just not to remember that company. They would even rather they would advertise your company to someone else to buy from. So for contextual targeting, which is based on delivering ads based on web content and context, just ensuring brand message pass alongside relevant information that complements your ad objective. Like mostly you can find all these kind of contextual things on websites, on blogs, like for instance, there's this Net Nigeria where people get movies from. So there are some messages that are there that you won't really have time to go for it unless it is blocking your screen. So affinity audience is totally different. With this, in this case, you reach users based on their interest and passion and their lifestyle preference, connecting with potential customers who have demonstrated the their affinity for the related topics. Like when I explained earlier that you cannot just you want to do an event planner for you're an event planner now and you want to get jobs. You can't just say, oh, we do weddings, oh, we do burial, oh, we do birthday and all. No, you have to be precise. You have to know, okay, this set of data that I have here, what do they what are the potentials that okay they want to do more birthdays. You analyze those data and you would look at those ones that have higher potentials. You put them aside. Those are the ones you will target on for birthdays. The same way you do it for the other segments, so either the wedding, either the burial and the recs. So in market audience, These targets usually actively research on considering products and services, capturing potential customers during their decision-making process with timely managing messaging. Like this is when, you go to the market and, you just make sure that as you are using that your medium to advertise or create awareness for your product, you are also selling your product and you are gaining data from those your customers that you are selling to. So on the inventory selection and management, first of all, you need to understand the inventory types. So DV360 offers diverse inventory types, including display, video, audio, and connected TV across premium publishers, also exchanges and private marketplaces. So there are a lot that you can actually do with that kind of inventory type. You have to know the particular kind of inventory you are using to know which one you're going to be selecting. If you're going to just be using an image, fine. If you're going to be using a video, but right now, in this current world right now of AI, people really understand what they see in video format more than just a display or audio format because it's just like you are putting life in that advertisement for them to be able to have an experience of what it feels like. But you are selling them an experience, let me put it like that. So the second stage is in inventory targeting options. you know this leverage site lists, categories, viewable settings, and brand safety controls to precisely target your desired inventory. So for the next is private market links. This is also a premium service where you need to access premium inventory through negotiated PMPs deals with publishers. Like this, you need to have like more than a regular, like more than an average digital marketer connection with either the publisher or a media outlet. So we want to talk about budgeting. Budgeting. So, how much do you really think you need to put an ad out? This question is going out to everyone in this class. How much do you think you need to put an ad out? Am I audible? Or do you guys want me to call names?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm going to be calling names. Um, I'll call on Prosperity Mba. Mr. Prosperity, are you here with me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. My question goes thus, like, how much do you think you need to run a Google ad?
To run a Google ad for me personally, I think that the amount will differ depending on different factors that you are taking into consideration. For example, now, just like you were already saying, the location that you are running the ad, the number of persons you want to reach, how long you want to run the ad. So, but if I were to give an average estimate of how much it would cost to put out an effective ad, I think on Google, if you want to rank better, you should be estimating at least 150 to maybe 300,000. But it could be a lot lower than that if
Is
you
it
know
is
you are
that in naira or in dollars?
naira,
All right, all right.
150,000 naira to
So
300.
let's just say an average of $100.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that
Thank you.
response. I really appreciate that. And you're right, because averagely, if you really want to use Google's resources to really target your audience, because Google is not just going to be giving you a sidelined um, advertisement platform like Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn would do, because they are only advertising on their platform. Now, Google would integrate your ad with Google search. Sometimes you'll see it on Facebook while you're on Facebook page. Sometimes you see it on Twitter. They are integrated into almost all the social media platforms. So doing or activating an ad on Google platform is giving you access to almost all the social media platform, which is a bit broader than what most people do. And in this sense, it gives you a lot of understanding on how you can really go about advertisement. So when you want to start the planning for your budget, you can actually do lower than $100 too, but the effectiveness is where you would need to, you will need to put in consideration. So if you want to budget planning fundamentals, you need to strategically allocate your advertising funds across the platform. Like you have to make a deposit. Probably if you make a deposit of $100, for example, you then now know, okay, what kind of campaign do I want to do and what is the budget type for this campaign? Okay, fine. I'm a I'm a what branch should we use? Okay, let's still continue with event planner. I'm an events planner, and I want to make an ad up for. Okay, this is December time now, so people want to do parties, different kind of celebration, end of the year, and whatnot. So now you make basic things you need to do to get a hang of this is you need to first know how much are you ready to put in your ads that it's comfortable enough for you to run at least twice or three times, because you need to put it in mind that advertisement is majorly just an awareness. It is the part of the conversion that makes people your customers. You can advertise. There are three basic parts of advertisements, which is awareness, reach, and conversion. So you have to put yourself out there. Now, the people that receive your message, those are the people that you were able to reach. Now, the third part, which is conversion, is those people that you were able to reach out to with your ad, were you able to convert them to become your client, to patronize you, or to have a deal with you, or um, to buy your goods or services? That would determine if you have converted them or not. So on the next, which is bidding strategy, I said this earlier that on Google there is you can use click-through rates, you can use CPA, you can use CPC, and you can use CPA. So these options gives you like on per view, like people that view your ads now, how many people view this ad will give you an estimate, or you pay per how many people that view your ad. You can be paying probably 10 kobo per person that view your ad. So that would give you a better option to know that, okay, if 10,000 people are seeing my ads, at least that means 10 kobo. I'll be paying estimate of like maybe 10,000 naira or so. So like if so people are clicking on my ad, that means those people are really interested. So per click I should be paying probably like 30 kobo or so. That's just an example to explain that further. And automated bidding benefits. This is how the machines learn through algorithms to optimize bidding in real time, improving performance while reducing manual optimization workload. Like for instance, um, this really just talks about how the influence of AI has really taken over on ads. So basically, AI is doing more of giving us more of the demographics and doing a whole lot for the targeted ads right now. So there are automated ads and there are manual ads where you can decide what you want, and the automated ones where the AI would give you the best or the preferred strategy. So we're moving to campaign setup and best practice. So, but before we go there, I would like every one of us to, because I think I've used more than 30 minutes. I would like us to be able to create our Google page. Can everyone just give me a minute while I reshare my screen? I want to share my Chrome so you can see how to open one. Okay. I think it's going through now. Okay, can we all see my screen now? Hello.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. All right. So Google Ads Manager. First of all, you would need a Google account. If you have a Gmail, you are good to go. So what what you would need to do is, first of all, you can also Google Ads Manager. First of all, once you Google Ads Manager, you see the ads is called Google AdSense. So you see, welcome to Google AdSense, new to Google AdSense, choose an offer, and you see you you sign in. Because me, I'm signed in. You can see my ID and the icon here showing my picture. That's because I'm signed in already. So once you sign in, you can just decide to click on Start Now. So you choose the name of your business. Can someone just suggest a name of a business for us to do this demo? Someone should suggest a name so we can use it for this demo. Okay.
Skyrich.
Huh?
Skyrich deliverables.
Sky Deliverables.
No, Skyrich logistics.
Sky Rich.
Yes.
Okay. So after putting in your name, where do people go after clicking your ads? So now you have to like give a destination. This is to okay, for instance, if it's a product or services, if it's a product, you are taking them to your website, obviously. If it's also a service, you are taking them to the contact side of your website. So you have to make sure that before you put an ad out, you have the website or you have a URL like probably WhatsApp or something where people can reach out to you to actually have a conversation before proceeding with the business. So you can either put your website here. Let me just put www.transformationcollege.org. This is a dry run. We're not really going to be doing this. So, and after that, you can either put your business number or you can put your app. If you have an app for your business, you can put your app. So it will be easier for you to just direct them to your app or direct them to your phone number or your business number or your website. So we're going to be choosing the website right now and we'll click on next. Okay, let's use a phone number instead. Let's just use a phone number instead. Choose your country, enter a phone number. So, and after that, you see, okay, your email will be sent there. The name of your store will be sent here. Okay, because this is one of the stores I have here personally before, and this is another one I have here. So this is showing me my YouTube. So now, if you have probably an ad or a campaign you want to do, you have to make sure that the email you are using, the Gmail you are using, it has to be for the brand because anything attached to that brand, any email that is not attached to that brand and you want to use that email for the brand is going to be giving you a different thing entirely because everything is doing here right now is attached to the email. So that's that. So after that, you just select your page, you select your YouTube because it will be running the ads on Google business platform, to be running it on Google search engine, to be running it on YouTube, and you click next. So what is now here, you have to choose a goal for your campaign. So because you are doing a campaign, there has to be a reason. You want someone to purchase, you want them to fill a form, you want to get phone call leads, or they just want them to call you? You want page views, you want people to watch something, you want store engagement, you want people to, get direction to your store or click to give you a call or visit your store, or you just want to show your brand, you just want to, explain or show who you are as a brand. So let's use purchase as an example. You click on next. Yeah, you wait while it saves the process. So now we are at the process of defining who should see your ads, which is the demographics that I've been explaining all about since. And what are some of the words or phrase that people using when searching for your product or services? So now these are the things, like for instance, like the brand I'm using, which is an events planner. Now here, this is where you now come, you say, okay, I'm preparing for weddings. Weddings, if you are doing a general ad, not a particular ad for weddings or burial or birthday party, you're doing a general ad for your brand in total. Weddings, you put comma, you birthdays, birthday, comma. Sorry, let's start that again. Birthday, you click on enter, wedding, click on enter, and so you just type all the keywords that okay are synonymous to the people that you are targeting. So now when it comes to the location settings, you can see location is in Nigeria. So this, I'm going to be very more precise on this. I'm going to put it in custom location. Now, custom location means that you have the exact address and postal codes with the region and everything. You can paste it here. And if you don't have that, you can just click on Nigeria and try to, look for which part. Or you can still use this precisely to look for Lagos. Let's say I want to use Lagos, Nigeria, Lagos City, Lagos, Nigeria. There's Lagos, there Monero too in Mexico City. So Lagos, Nigeria. So this Lagos, Nigeria has 19,500,000, 19.5, let me say 19.5 million people that would see it if you post it in Lagos, Nigeria as a whole. So here, this box is actually trying for you if you want to maximize or you want to be precise with your location. Probably, let's say Ikeja, Allen. So see, Ikeja Allen neighborhood, which is 51,000 people. This is an estimate. Do not forget, this is an estimate. It can either go beyond that or below that, depending on how people perceive the ad. So after putting in that, you put your language, which is English. If you want Yoruba, you can put in Yoruba. If you want other languages, you can put it on and you click on done. And you click on next. So now you have to now show us what you want to advertise, because now it's gotten to where your video is. You have to upload something to show it. Will now show you preview. I hope everybody can still see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it will show you preview, and you can see how it will look on YouTube, how it will look on Gmail, how it will look on the Google search engine, and how the display ad will look in the dynamic native ad. And if you want to discover, these are other options that is under Google that you might not even really know exactly how they are maximizing these discovery options, because this discovery option is still part of what would really integrate with all the social media, showing your ads on even on Instagram or on Facebook using Google. So once you come here, this will be your final URL. You put your email, which is your landing page or your contact page or the product URL. So after that, you put in your headline. Let's say 30 December, because when coming close to the end of the year. Headline 30 December, let's say multiple location, or let's say no, location is near you. Yes, and let's say order online. Now, why imputing all this is because you eventually see how this ad will look here on this YouTube video feed. Because all those videos you see on YouTube before you watch your video, your intended video, they are actually someone's way of trying to get an ad out to you. So it's only if you are interested or you're not interested that you click out or you skip or you proceed. So let's continue. Long headline, you put your whole phrase here. Let's say event planner. You can still put more details here. These headliners are things like the way it will be arranged in different segments. But after filling up all this, you will see the way the ad will look. So description, let's say if you want to, if you want the best, the best event of your life, yeah, for you. So it's just a description to really let them know what you're all about. And you can also add your description to more and more, depending on how much your description is. And here you need to add one landscape image, one square image for the display. So you will need to choose from the assets, or you can upload through here. You can see once I clicked on, let me go back so you can also see it. Once I click on this plus sign, brings out this suggested asset library, merchant product, website or social, or upload. So you can upload from your computer. Let me upload an image. Let me upload this image, for example. Save. So you also upload your logo. Okay, let me upload this logo here. You can also drag and drop like I just did. So it will help you position your logo right where you need it so that they will know, okay, fine, this is so brand. Okay, so and after that, you put in your business name. Now you can now add your video. You can add your video, whichever video you want to put. You can either use your YouTube video or you can upload a new one. Because of time, I would not be able to upload a video and really show you, but I will just run through it so you can see it. So you can set your site links here, which link you should go to first, which link you should go to next. So you can also add a call to action button here. It can be automated, it can be manual. So once you're done with that, you click on next. So because I didn't fill out a lot of things here, and like I said, you have to make sure you fill out everything one after the other. Okay, let me just add an image here so it will proceed. Landscape. We need landscape image. Okay. Let me just Google one landscape image for it to be easier. Okay, let me just drag this here and upload. Yes. So when you are preparing for your ad, you have to make sure you have a video in square, a video in landscape, an image in square shape, an image in landscape, so that you have everything ready for you to proceed, because they need different aspect ratios to be able to match it with all. So basically, these are one of the interesting parts about creating an ad. You need to sort out each issue. Google will not let you go through if there's probably a problem with one or two things you've set. That should be 100% accurate. And without delaying you more time, because I know to get to the end of this ad exactly, it will take more than 1 hour, to be honest, to explain everything on how you can easily do this. But what I would do is I would um I would probably just move to I'll probably just move to the next one. He's saying at least one landscape image is okay, so I should delete the other one. Okay, save. Okay, next. So policy finding, unacceptable spacing. So because of the kind of image we're using, there is too much padding space on the image. So, but basically, this is how you can actually go ahead. So you can see the section here. After you add your business, you can create your campaign, choose your goal, add search teams, create ads, set the bidding strategy, and you can set your budget before you now enter payment. So unfortunately, I'm going to be stopping here at create your ads so that I can manage time for the other class. And as well, please kindly make sure you go through the material, because the material is going to give you a lot of perception on how you can go about Google Ads, and also do your own personal research. I want to advise every one of us that, when you're trying to learn something, regardless of how the person shows you and try to input it into your head, you need your own personal research to actually make it last longer. So thank you very much for today's session. I'm sure we'll be able to reconnect again on some other time to really have a better outcome of our class, because this, just to save time, I would not be able to proceed with the campaign. We will just round it up here. But I just want you to understand that whatever you're doing on here, you can see the effect immediately here. You can see Transformation College images there, event planner. If you want the best events of your life, sponsored, learn more, you can put your call to action and the likes. So you can also see here too, the way it looks here. Everything is always step by step and side by side to each other, so you would not get lost. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this session. Hello. Am I still audible?
Yes, thank you
yes, sir.
so much. Thank you so much, Adedamola. Please, a round of applause to him. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your delivery. All right. Okay. So moving forward, we are
Thank you.
going into the second session of today's class, and we'll be talking about market segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Market segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And the trainer is already on the call, in the person of Mr. Muyiwa Lubajo. Sir, please, you can take it off from here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please, let's welcome him.
Am I unmuted now? Okay, all right. Okay, good. It's good afternoon, right? It's good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How many ladies? I have quite a number of ladies in the house, and I also have quite a number of gentlemen in the house. So it's a pleasure to be here. Please confirm if I'm audible. Do I need to use my mouthpiece or is
Yes,
it here?
loud and clear.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here discussing this subject matter, something that I particularly like so much because I consider it the foundation of every business, success of every business, whether it being privately owned or corporate or international. Okay, so this particular session applies to every kind of business, whether it's a B2B business or whether it's a B2C business. Okay. All right. Before I go on, I kind of like when I have a participatory session so that I'm certain that I'm not speaking to myself. So if you can please indulge me in the next 2 minutes to please introduce yourself, just your name and the company that you work with in the chat box. You don't need to unmute so that I can just have a sense of who the audience are. If you can do that for the next 30, 60 seconds or 2 minutes, and then we can proceed, okay? Can we do that quickly? Let me see. Who do I have here? Damlola, Event Lane, Infinix Mat 6, Morayo, Gichi, Prosperity, Victory, and I think, have I mentioned John? Also, have I mentioned Ademide? See some very familiar names here. So, okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me go quickly to the chat box to see what we have. Okay, thank you. I have 1 second. Okay, Victory is from Victor Certified GRC. All right, Victory is A4S. Who else? John is from Seacoff Engineering. Ogechi, okay, and yeah. All right, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Muiwa once again, and I will be leading this session for the next couple of minutes, hopefully an hour, if I'm given that opportunity. Please, I would be prompting you from time to time because at the end of this training program, I'm not about to come to just lecture. I'm about to also share my experience and also get your own inputs so that we can make great sense of this particular training program. It's a Friday. I personally am a very huge what's it called? Admirer of Fridays, because I'm a TGIF kind of person. So I always like to end the week on a high note, if you get what I mean. So I know it's some of you might share in the same view, and so I do not want to waste your time, and I want to ensure that whatever it is that we're going to be discussing will be of utmost importance to us as an individual and as an organization. So please confirm if you can see my screen. Confirm if you can see my screen. I might be able
Yes,
to.
we can.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. So this, try now 1 second. I'm just trying to, all right, fantastic. Okay. Oops, sorry. Where am I here? Okay. Okay. All right. So for everybody who is, I'm sure that a lot of you here are CEOs, what's it called? CMOs, CBDs. What are those fancy names again? What's that thing? CBD is Chief Business Development, Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Operations Officer, Chief all the big chiefs, and all that. And I'm sure there's a business, because if there's no business, then there's no point having this conversation, right? If there's no business, there's no point having this conversation. So, okay, sorry. So let me start by saying, if you don't get this right in any business that you do, go and close down that business. This is a frank talk. This is not what's that thing called? This is not gentle tap on the back or tap or a rub on the head conversation. If you do not get this right as a business, please save yourself the stress by quickly closing down that organization, the various organization. If you're in the management position, or you work in an organization as a business development person, as a marketing manager, or as a digital marketer, whatever it is, and you do not get this particular thing right, if you don't own the company, if you work in the organization, maybe you should fire yourself. At least if you're not thinking in this direction, just maybe you should go do something else. Because if you have a business, then you should be able to understand. Before a business can be conceptualized, it needs to have it needs to think of, or have at the back of this mind, what audience you're looking to sell into, right? What audience you're looking to sell your product or your service to. If you don't have that, that business is just not going to thrive. The business is actually even dead on arrival. Maybe if you work in what's that thing called, in the federal government, ministry of this and that, maybe you might not really need this one, because those ones rely on government allocation and all that. So, but if you work in a private, that's internally generates revenue, and you're not thinking about this, then what? That is the beginning of of failure. All right, that is the beginning of failure. Let that sink in. I'm reiterating it so that you understand that, this, without this, a business is nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. That is my opinion, and I'm very strong about it. That is nothing that can come out meaningfully from that business. All right, let's move on quickly. Our learning objectives, of course, is market segmentation, because of what you have to first of all understand the markets, right? The market is broad, it's big. You have to first of all understand the entire market. Understand the entire market. Now you want to do, is it B2B I want to do? Is it B2C I want to do? Within that, my market, right? Whether I want to sell to a business or I want to sell to an end customer, it's segmentation. All right. Then if you're not thinking around what, do I want to sell to the international markets? I want to start to earn in dollars. Do I want to sell in the international market? What do I have what it takes? Or does my business has what it takes to sell what into the international? Nobody says that you must sell. You know, a lot of people, they have this, man, make myself earn dollars. Make myself start to go sell for, make myself start to go position, and they now start to buy fake accounts, go on social media, buy followers, and start to mention all these people in the abroad or whatever it is, and start to do what that thing called sponsored ad targeting Australia, the US, and everything. Does your business have what it takes to attract what audience or an industry or a particular segment outside of your country? That is what segmentation of international markets, right? Then the factors of what market segmentation, the essential factors: selecting the target markets, product positioning. You know, when you select the markets, right? Then what? You now position your product towards to that market. You select the markets. You then now position your product or that your service to that market that you have selected. You can see it's no rocket science. All right. Then you position your product or your service to that market. And finally, but not the least, which is the ethical concern around the target marketing. How people, so that you don't exploit people, you don't cheat on people with your marketing, and we'll speak more about that as we proceed. All right, let me move on quickly. All right, can somebody look at this and just make sense of it for me, so that I don't want to just keep reading.
Sir, you're muted. We can't hear you.
For how long? Where did that happen? So sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, let me take it again. Let me just go back and take that again. Okay, sorry. All right, can I start from here? Is it okay to start from here? Hello, 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 hello. Am I still muted?
Yes, you can start from here, sir.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Market segmentation is broken down into 4. We're going to be discussing it: geographical, behavioral, psychographic, and demographic. All right. And we'll discuss that as we proceed. So let's speak about benefits of market segmentation. Better targeting focuses resource on what most profitable customer. I always tell people, so you don't waste time on people that you know that they are not going to buy your product or services. You know, all in the name of activities. I tell a lot of people that, activity without results is just fruitless. People will tell you that I went out today, so I went to I'm in the business of services. I sell professional training program, and I just thought about it. I know what, let me go into Oluwole market, and let me go and see people and speak with them with regards to how to be able to use artificial intelligence, or how to be able to do business analysis, being that, we offer a training called business analysis, and you feel like, the people that work in Oluwole does business too, and it's also very applicable to them. All right, that is poor targeting. All right, and that poor targeting will lead to zero profitability, because they're not interested in what it is that you're selling. All right, and once you do that, then you lose that. Then you've lost the essence of targeting in itself. Improved product development. It helps you design better product, because you're going to be getting a lot of feedbacks based on what you get with regards to feedbacks based on your assessment of these demographics, whether it's demographic, behavioral pattern, the demographic, how people think where they reside. Based off of that, you'll be able to what? Look at your product as is and be able to tailor or innovate around your product to be able to fit into what? Into this. Can you give me like 30 seconds, please, quickly? Sorry, apologies. I left my dog in the rain. It started raining. Sorry about that. All right. So what? Getting what the right what feedback based off of your audience, your target audience, what their persona is like, and then bringing that into what? Into your product to further what? To develop that product or that service. And strong brand loyalty, which speaks to what? How to what? You better connect with your what? With those your customers. Because when your customer feel that what you produce, what you're giving to them kind of fits into their need, they kind of understand that, whoa, this particular thing is exactly what it is that I need. It gives them some level of confidence, some level of comfort, and also builds what? Loyalty. All right, and builds loyalty. And I'm sure you all agree with me that what? When your customer is loyal to you, then of course we're talking about what? Business continuity as an organization. All right, let's move on quickly. I don't know why this thing is not working. All right, okay, good. We talked about 4 types of market segmentation: geographic, segmentation, and demographic, and the like. Let's speak to geographic. As the word geography, a lot of people did geography in school. I'm sure, at least if you did not do it, I'm sure you had friends or somebody in secondary school that did it. And look at it, it's a geographical segmentation based on location, climate, culture, language, and population density. A lot of people, there's a reason why a lot of people come to Lagos to come and do business. All right, there's a reason why a lot of people come to Lagos. People just believe that if they are not in Lagos, then they have not made it in life. I was in just like a couple of weeks ago, and during my my sightseeing in the city, I was opportunity to speak with quite a number of locals, and some of them were telling me that their long life ambition is to come to Lagos. And in my head, I'm like, find that very strange though, because I'm like, okay, what? Why is it that Lagos is this special? But a lot of people just have this mindset that whatever business I bring into Lagos, it would automatically flourish because of one particular thing and they feel like it's the most developed state in the country. One. Number two is, they have a lot of people. The population there is to the advantage of any B2B or B2C business. Now, if you're looking at servicing the government, for example, you can start to think around, you can sit in Lagos and you're sit in some part of the country, and you're not actively domiciled in Abuja, and you say, my business only works around, it's only tied to to government institution, then you need to be within that area. You need to conduct your market segmentation around that particular area. And look at the examples. This is Starbucks adjust menu across regions like China or Taiwan. Why? Can anyone tell me why Starbucks adjust their menu across regions like China or Taiwan? Anybody? I need to be sure that people are actually here. What is Starbucks? What do they do? And why do they need to adjust their menus across China or Taiwan? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to move forward if I don't get a response. I'm not going to move forward if I do not get a response. So please respond. You don't need to unmute. You can just drop a chat, message in the chat box. I just need to understand that we are all together to be able to what? To reach the customer need. So what is the customer need exactly? Starbucks provides premium coffee. I know that in my understanding of Asian countries like China and Taiwan, they do more of tea. You see, they do more of tea. That's the majority of their populace. They do more of tea rather than coffee. However, there are some expatriates or people who are not necessarily Asian that actually even some few Asians might do what? Coffee. But imagine the number of Starbucks outlets or outfits that you have in the US where coffee is rigorously consumed vis-a-vis the number of outlets you would have in what? In China or Taiwan. And that's why they have said the example is to adjust their menu. So maybe Starbucks in China or Taiwan will do more of what? Of tea type like products rather than coffee, because they know that that's what the people within that geographical zone consumes more. You know, we need to put life into this conversation. Now look at your organization, individual organization on this call. How do you geographically segment to be able to understand and to be able to arrive at who you're going to be positioning what? Your product or your service to? Is my business doing well in Lagos? Do I need to move to Abuja to what? To be able to what? To get more clientele. Where are my clientele? Based off of what it is that I offer as a business, where are my clientele? Where are they? All right? Where are my clientele? I am into hospitality right now. I like to open chain of chain of clubs and pubs and all that. And you know, I feel like, you know, this Lagos is too saturated. Come on, man. You know, before I open one lounge here now, somebody is already there. Then I want to move to Kano, or I want to move to Zamfara, because that place, they don't really have a lot of what? A lot of pubs around that area. Then I carry my club and I take it to Zamfara. What happens? Somebody tell me what will happen. Somebody tell me what will happen. Drop it on the chat box. Drop it on the chat box. I take my club and I move it to Zamfara. And I put posters everywhere. Launching of what? Of Diddy's nightclub. Start performing. It will crash. How will it crash? Why will it crash? Why do you think it will crash? Northerners are known to have plenty of money. Have you seen the Northern boys when they are driving all their fancy cars? Why do you think it will crash? Somebody tell me. I'm looking for something here. Cultural. Thank you very much, Mr. Bright. Sharia is there. They will flog my soul. They will so flog me. In fact, I'm sure that by the third day, I should be getting caned. If I eventually launch that club, that is geographical. I need to understand where my market audience, where my audience, where are they? You know, like I said, if you don't get this right, your business is as good as what? As dead. If you don't get it right, your business is as good as dead. And I implore you all, as we move on like this from page or from slide to slide, that's why I'm taking my time to explain it to the best of my understanding. But I also want you to do something. Start to align it to your individual business. What your business, whether it's a privately owned business or you work in an organization, start to align geographically. Where are my words? Where is my market? All right, let's move on quickly. Next one is what? Okay. Where is this? Okay, yeah, we're still speaking on demograph, right? Based on age. Okay, this is demograph, this is geographical, and this is demograph. Demographic, it says based on age, gender, income, education, religion, ethnicity, job type. You know, we already spoke about ethnicity, we spoke about religion. in this certain demographic, a certain geographical location. Who are my my audience, right? Who are what my audience? How much do these people even make? As in, this my audience, can they even afford it? Can they afford it? Right? What job types, family structure? Look at the example here. It says Mercedes-Benz targets different income levels with different car classes. There is a Benz that they call, is it Brabus now? Is it Brabus? Who are the Benz lovers here? There's Benz that is Brabus. There is Benz that is GLK, GLX, GL43, GL430, GL this and that. Then there are C-Class, Benz C-Class, right? Then there's Benz 230. There's Benz 300. They're all Benz now, right? But there's from different different income levels. Different income levels. And apart from income levels, different age as well. There are some coupe Benz, sports car, Lamborghini looking like Benz that they have. But you know that, if you're looking at the aged people, they might not necessarily fancy that. They want something very roomy, something long where they have drivers, where they have at the back, they have some coffee or wine order, all those kind of things. So, all these things, you'll be surprised at the immense work that these brands, Mercedes-Benz and all these other known brands, put into when they are doing segmentation, including iPhone, all of them. As in they rigorously debate around this because they understand the value of this. If they get it, if they miss it, then it is gone. It is what? It is gone. Let's move on. Behavioral segmentation. Based on usage, purchase occasion, product benefits, toothpaste brand and all. So now look at this particular one. Based off of usage, MTN will say, what's that thing called? Is it Glow? That says that 6 minutes, you do 6 minutes, then you get 6 minutes free and all that. Then they start to know that, okay, you know what? I know a lot of people, they like to do 1 minute, 2 minutes. Now, let's give them for every 6 minutes, they get an extra free 6 minutes. It costs Glow nothing to give extra 6 minutes. It costs Glow nothing to give extra 6 minutes. But because a lot of people, because Glow understands that people really are people want to talk. But because of a lot of constraints, now they are removing that constraint because they know that someone like me now, I'm not very big at, having conversations here and there on the phone, except it's business. But a lot of people, especially, I don't know, grown-ups, our moms and dads who want to do long conversation on the phones and all that. I'm sure they must have thought about it, like, you know what? When I give them extra, for every 6 minutes, even if you don't plan on speaking for 6 minutes, but the fact that you know that for every 6 minutes, you will get an extra 6 minutes. Nigerians like awoof. It's part of their behavior. When I give them 6 minutes, when they do 6 minutes, then of course, we'll give them free 6 minutes. It costs you nothing. It costs them nothing to give you 6 minutes. But that's 2 minutes that you intend to use. But because of the fact that you get an extra 6 minutes, you extend to 6 minutes. Let's not forget that the extra 4 minutes is not free. So they have successfully increased the amount of money that they collect from you. On a normal day, you're supposed to speak for 2 minutes, but because you want an extra 6 minutes, you decide to speak for an extra 4 minutes that you get charged for. All right? That you get charged for. Behavioral, right? Psychographic. Psychographic. A lot of people, some people have this mindset. AIO means artificial intelligence model, optimization model. Some people have this, some people are health conscious type of people. So if you're someone that, you do lifestyle, you do your brand or your goods or your services is around lifestyle, for example, you understand that, some people like, now everybody does herbal living. Plenty people. They'll tell you, if you go on Instagram now, some people will tell you that if you mix ginger with garlic and beetroot and one strawberry, you mix it together, it gives you one or two things that cures one cancer of one sort. And then people that like lifestyle living, healthy lifestyle, I key into those kind of things. I want to drink, I want to live healthy. Once I'm 40 years old, doctor says that you must watch what you eat. So a lot of people know that, people that are 40 and above kind of always think around, how to eat healthy, consume healthy, and all that stuff. A lot of people, some people actually are sustainable. They have a sustainable mindset in terms of reusable things that you can reuse and all that stuff. So this is psychological. So if your business or your whatever it is that you do is centered around the mindset of people, how they their psychological features, then you can you can appeal, you can align your position, your product or your service to be able to tap into into that. All right. And this is what Val's framework categories. What Val framework basically is like a methodology that is used to guide companies, to tailor their products and services to appeal to people who most likely can patronize them. How to be able to tailor your business, your service to appeal to people that that these are the people that are likely going to come. December is around the corner. I know that before now, the couple of years ago, I'm not sure they did it this year. What's the name of this lounge on the island? This one that is owned by Shina Pella. During the fasting period, the guy closes down. Once it's closed, and once it closes down, he does renovation work. He starts to to renovate. People already know that he's renovating. The people that know that they are renovating, they are not pastors, they are not imams. They are the regular club goers. Man, they don't renovate QLux here. That's the name of the place. QLux nightclub is currently under renovation now. When this fasting leaves like this, once they launch, I'm going back in. He is whetting their appetites, because those are his target audience. So he knows that they already know that he's renovating. So once they launch, they want to come and see what is new. And you just cannot enter and go in and snap pictures. You buy drinks and you do and dance and all that stuff. That is, it's a strategy. This December is coming now. If you go to the island, go everywhere, people know that they just go back and they've started coming back. By next week now, the entire Nigeria will be Ghana Warner, and all those things. They are coming in. Trust me, all the hospitality business, they are already renovating. We just finished a training program in an hotel in Ikeja, and they are profusely renovating, cleaning up everywhere, because they know that by December you barely get an accommodation. So they want to ensure that once people come and they see the ambience, they see everything, they're like, wow, this is beautiful. They want to stay there. All right, they want to They want to stay there. And let's are we together? Are we together? I hope I'm not speaking to myself. Are we together? I know we're in Nigeria, and internet is sometimes you just think you're talking and oh, fantastic, great. Challenges of segmenting B2B businesses. The challenges of what B2B business means, that business to business, B2B market rather, means business to business markets. Number one says complex decision-making units. B2B buying involves multiple stakeholders. It's a business, right? So it's difficult. I work in an organization that do training, right? And sometimes the decision does not ultimately lie in the hands of one person. So if you're doing market segmentation, take for example, my business, I'm into training program, and I decide to say, okay, you know what? I'm going into this business. I'm going into this organization. I've done my firmographic, and I'm going into the banking industry, right? And I approach a bank and I'm like, in this bank, who are the people that my product or my training would appeal to? Who is in charge of training? The person who is in charge of training is the L&D person. Now I focus all my energy to whoever is in L&D. But let's not forget that I also, significant portion of my offering is tailored to technology. And who are the people that benefit from this? Are the people in IT department. Most people in IT department are given the independence to be able to pick their own vendors. So if I decide to focus all my energy in the L&D department, and the L&D now will only do or propose you to the people in IT. If the people in IT decide to say, no, I don't think I want to work with this person, I have my own vendor, then all that you're targeting, your segmentation and everything has gone towards waste. And that's why sometimes it's always very good to approach it from multiple areas. And that's why sometimes on my organization, we target people in IT, people in L&D, people in internal audit. We have like a multi-pronged approach when it comes to targeting, because we understand the key areas. They are not just, it's not just one stakeholder that is involved in the decision making. That's what one of the challenge, the complex decision making units. Also, the rational need-based buyers. This is unlike consumers, B2B buyers are more logical and focused on specific needs. They don't buy on emotions. I used to use what's that thing called? I used to use an example of people that do this forever living products. Long reach. I mean, what did they call that toothpaste that they used to sell? You know, when people, you know, those people that are very what's that thing called? They are very relentless. You know, they come to your house. You don't know how to know your house address. They even find you to the office, find their way to your house. Sometimes you see them in traffic. I'm like, dude. So out of, you know what, just let me rest. How much is this toothpaste? 10,000. Yeah, take. I've started bought. Even though I have like, you know, a pack of toothpaste that I'm not even used, that I must have bought in bulk. But I still just want this person to just leave me alone. But that is a B2C. B2B will not buy based off of emotional appeal. They will not do that. If it's not what they need, then there's nothing, there's no amount of uncle, how can you help us? Brother, how can you help us? Auntie, you look beautiful. Let me show you what product I have. Nah, it will not work. It will not work. It will not work. So you have to understand the nature of your business. If your business is B2B, then you need to put all this into keen consideration. Product complexity. B2B products often require customization and system integration, unlike standardized consumer products. Okay, there's a complexity to it. I know that in my organization, that's why I'm trying to provide context to it, right? So that this is not just reading through. I'm providing context to it, and I also want you to also, based off of the context that I'm providing, look at your organization, because I want to believe that you know more about your organization than I do. And in the way that I've provided context to my own organization, try and do the same thing for your own organization, right? We're an accredited partner with business analysis with IIBA. We offer business analysis training, right? And a lot of people do business analysis, whether it's individuals, whether it's business accreditation board, accredited partners, and of course IIBA has like a Babok profile. Sorry, Babok framework for business analysis, right? And it's what the exam and everything is based off of. The slides and everything is aligned to what the Babok. But in Training Heights, my superior, my boss looked at it and he was like, you know what is the whole idea of just training business analysis without aligning tools to it to make you practitioner? How can you tie these knowledge areas and techniques and tie it and align it to a tool? It's not just enough to be a certified business analyst, but to be a practicing one. And that's what brought about customization of our own approach to delivering business analysis, because that provided more value to our customers, rather than just the normal standard business analysis material that everybody anywhere as a access to. All right. Okay. Let's move on quickly. Are we together? Are we together? Advantages of B2B segmentation: better campaign performance. Better what? Campaign performance. Tailored campaigns lead to higher engagement. You know, the more, a lot of people buy, what's that thing called? People buy followers, right? They have, like, you go online, you see people have blue tick, blue, whatever, all those things. And they have, what's that thing called? They have huge followers. But you can tell by when they post something on their status or their post, you see 20 likes, 30 likes. Then you see 2 comments. For an account that has over 500,000 followers, then there's definitely a disconnect. Either one, maybe they are ghost dummy accounts, or whatever it is that the person is putting out there does not appeal to what, to the people he's targeting. All right, does not appeal to people was it's targeting. But if you do proper targeting based on what your effective segmentation, if you do that, then you get a higher response to your campaigns. You get a higher response to your campaign. Stronger customer loyalty and retention, definitely. Better understanding of client need, because you already understand the client need, and based off of that, you have been able to provide a solution for them. You have been able to provide solutions for them. That already builds some level of trust. And once your client trusts you, it improves the relationship and they're loyal to you. In my organization, we have clients that are 10 years old. I just spoke to one this morning now, and in fact, well, the deal is literally closed. And I've been speaking with this person year in, year out, consistently. They always ask, what can you give us? What training can you recommend to us? Because they know that we have an understanding of their inner workings within the organization, within the departments. So they know that we are in a better position to recommend human capital development initiative to them. And this did not come on day one. All right, this did not come on day one. Segmentation reveals future B2B buyers' wants. Because, and I think we've overflogged this already, because based off of the input that you get, then you are able to understand and to be able to build smart products. All right, helping companies improve or create targeted solutions. It helps. Increase profitability. Segmentation supports better pricing, competitive positioning, and more effective resource use. More effective resource use. Which channel makes more money for me? Which channel, when I target this particular demographic, this particular geographical zone, which one makes more money? In my organization, there's still a debate around the private sector, public sector in terms of profitability. But we know that the government have more human capacity. So they give us more audience, more participants, even more than the private. So sometimes we tend to channel most of our energy, our courses to what? We have something called AI for office productivity. And what we're trying to, the main areas, or the main sector we're looking to target more is the public sector. Because we understand that the public sector, most of them, all they think about is what? AI is IT. In fact, I was still in the midst of public civil servants. And when they were talking about artificial intelligence, like, all these IT things like that, I'm like, it's not IT. And when I was able to discuss it with them, within 5 minutes, they were like, oh, okay, I like it. You have Google, you have chat, WhatsApp on your phone. Your WhatsApp has AI bots there. Your Google has AI bots.
That is artificial intelligence. Now it depends on how you prompt it for you to be able to get valuable response and result from them. All right. Now let's talk about firmographics and technographics. Firmographics, like demographics for companies. Firmographics, industry, location, firm, organization graphics, firmographics, industry, location, the company size, the legal structure, performance metrics. I was talking to one of my colleagues yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I was telling her that, you know what, when you want to sell your particular product or your service or what a training that we do, you have to look at some certain industries. If you go to insurance industry, you go to insurance industry and you want to sell something like TOGAF, enterprise architecture. Look at the entire IT department, even in some the best of the best insurance companies, I'm not sure they have up to 20 or 10. Some insurance companies have as low as 3-4 people in that organization that are IT. And some of them are even outsourced. Some of them, all they do is desktop support. So you now itemize or you categorize. You insurance company, you write about 200 insurance companies with their address and everything, and you start to go and knock on their door saying that and when you come back to the office, you'll be like, today was very stressful, but I was able to touch at least 30 in the insurance organization. You have spent money burning fuel, cars wear and tear. You have you have overused the life of the driver, even you yourself. To organizations that people will just be like, when they say the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. The person that you are speaking to, the head of IT, actually wants to do it. Actually wants to do it. But the company cannot afford it. The revenue, the employees, that's what speaks to the company size. They can't afford it. Technographic segments businesses by the technology they use or plan to adopt. A lot of organizations, some people are just the Microsoft shop. When I mean the Microsoft shop, all they use within that organization is Microsoft. End to end. Their on-prem, their cloud architecture, everything is Microsoft. We then now go as a training organization and be like, you know what? We're an AWS partner. We do a lot of AWS training program. We do CSOPs, we do this, we do that. We just be looking at you. Okay, how is it that you don't know that we're a Microsoft shop? So if you have privy to that information, then of course you should be able to understand that this particular offering will not sit with them, will not work for them. All right. A lot of content creators in Nigeria, correct me if I'm wrong, a significant number of them use iPhone for their content creation. Now you have gone to China, you have gone to buy one, what's that thing called? Is it that thing that they used to, something older, all these camera that they, what's that stand that they used to hold camera and they move around, all this content creator, and you go and buy the ones that, based off of what your target audience, who are content creators, you have gone to China because you have done that, based off of your segmentation, the technology that these content creators use, iPhone. You have now gone to China. Oh God, they helped me build an iPhone holder and camera. What's that? Ring light thing and everything. That the camera, the ring light can be turning it and be turning and doing that. And you already have the market that you're working with, based off of what the technology that they use. All right. Method of segmenting B2B markets. Needs-based segmentation. I'm sure we have spoken about, so discussed this already. Groups, businesses by specific product, services, needs. Focus on solving problem, not just selling a product. You can't be a long reach. Your product has to have some level of value, what value derivation. You know, I always tell my people, you know, sometimes you need to provoke your product needs or service needs to provoke the thought of people. People need to see it as, ah, man, this person has come to help us. This is our Messiah. You know, until you get to a point where the client tells you that, what do you advise? That is when you know that you have gotten that your segmentation and everything, your market positioning, your product, your service positioning has actually worked. When you get clients that have said like, we've looked at your product and your service, and please want to have a meeting. How can you help us? How can you what? Help us. Your product has to solve a problem. Your services has to address a problem. And problem is based off of the needs. If you don't understand the needs of the people, of your clients, then how are you, what product are you aligning? What is the, how you criteria of the alignment in itself? Because there will definitely be a disconnect if you do not understand the needs of the audience. You know, as I'm speaking, you should be thinking in my organization, what we do in my organization, who are the people that needs this? And based off of what we offer, does it fully address their needs? Value-based, segment-based on potential customer value. You know, it's not, I tell when I'm doing presentation, vendor pitch, negotiation, whatever it is, I always say one thing. I say, if you're looking at cheap without putting value into perspective, then of course you end up spending double money. You end up spending what? Double money. Because you will never get value of the amount of money that you have spent, and that money you have spent have just gone to what? Have just gone to waste. I do IT training. Oh, we got somebody else that can do it now. I'm like, mine is 200,000. Somebody is doing it 100,000. I'm like, you know, that's not a problem. But one thing is for sure. Number one, during your IT class, do you align manager engine to it? Do you use what kind of a service desk tool do you use? It's whoever is training you, is the organization even an accredited training organization? Is the trainer an accredited trainer? Are you going to be given an accredited certificate of completion at the end of this training? Do you know that the certificate of completion is almost tantamount to the fact that your even people sets recognizes that certificate as what? As accredited. They recognize it as valid. You can even use it for PDRs, because trainer is an accredited training organization with what? With people sets. Then the client starts to look. Let me come back to you. Then they go and meet the other guys. Okay, you people, are you accredited? Okay, you people, what are you going to give? What did you say you're going to give us for that 100,000 naira again? That's value. That is what? That is value. Behavioral segmentation looks at what? Company behavior, e.g. their website, their activities, their email, you know, all that, passport. You know, you have to understand, to study the what? The organization, how their buying pattern, their vision and mission. Some of those things you can get them from their website. Some of those things you can what? You can get them from their website. Be able to understand. All right. Method of segmentation, firmographics, we mentioned that we just discussed all of this. And this primarily just speaks to what? The percentage based off of what? Each of these pattern in itself, right? Challenges of segmenting international markets: high diversity, cultural, economics, political difference makes what? Segmentation what? Complex. Makes what? Segmentation what? Complex. Wider range, varying income levels, lifestyle, infrastructure complicates what? Targeting. An unpredictable reach, delivery and communication barrier across borders. Now, some of the challenges, let me just speak around that. You know, in Nigeria, for example, right? Sometimes people kind of, okay, let me use an example around political, right? In Nigeria, for example, look at when Visionscape was coming into Nigeria. It's an international market, right? But they had an issue with regards to the culture of Lagosians in terms of waste disposal was way different from what they were coming to do. In as much as they had good intentions, let's not forget that they had the political undertone to it that actually affected them as well. But even if the people had embraced them, if the people had embraced them, then maybe there might be a compromise. There might be some sort of or synergy or some sort of compromise between Visionscape and is it Loma now? Loma, yes, as at the time, which they have now come back. But because they didn't really understand, they were not very good at their segmentation. They rely mostly on what? Political. And that significantly failed them. Coming into an international market, just looking like, okay, it's the governor that brought us in. As governor not carry us in, nothing they happen. Not forgetting that there are cultural undertones to it. All right? There are what? Cultural undertones to what? To it. You also have to also look at income levels. There are some things that have come when what's that thing called? Look at some of the challenges that DSTV is facing right now. Right now, DSTV is facing huge challenge around their portfolio of services. The full bouquet, how many people does full bouquet? I'm almost certain that almost everybody here does not even do full bouquet. It took them a long time for them to understand that this DSTV is going on down, and that's when they came up with this. There's one that they have now that is for almost everybody now, because they were losing significantly on the DSTV. People watch match on their computers now, so DSTV on SuperSport and everything is almost non-existent now. Because of what? The income level has significantly dropped. The purchasing power of the people in Nigeria has significantly dropped. As what significantly dropped. All right? People want to go and you want to invest in another country. I'm thinking of I want to move into Canada, and what's it called? You get provisional nomination in Quebec, and you move your business into Quebec. Significant number of people in Quebec speak French. Do you speak French? Is your business tailored? Is your business does it have French interpretation? If you tell me now that you come and deliver a training in French, bam, done. The significant the demographic there in Quebec as French speaking. Advantages of segmenting international markets, better understanding of foreign customers. It's good, but there are also the disadvantages there. But you know, when you do this segmentation properly, it helps you to better understand them. All right? Helps identify similarities and differences between regions. Those are some of the things that I mentioned. Knowing I'm coming into Canada, I definitely know that I don't need to watch. I don't have any business with Quebec. I better come to Ontario, go somewhere that I know that there is a significant portion of people there speak English, because I did my segmentation properly. So when I was getting the provincial certificate, I was intentional about where it is that I was going to. All right. I was very intentional about where it is that I was going to. Allows for more precise and culturally appropriate marketing. All right. Moving on. Four primary method of segmenting international market, of course, speaks about the geographical as well. All right. Speak about the political as well. Political and legal segmentation, stability, regulation, taxes, openness to foreign business. You know, it's, in Nigeria is anyhowness in Nigeria. There's a lot of anyhowness in Nigeria. Taxes, regulations, you know, you can there's a workaround. I know you also have to be very careful when you're going into some certain areas. Now, what's that thing called? Trump decided to name Nigeria as a government country of particular concern. Who has noticed that some things have been happening? Significant what? Increase in what? Anybody? Anybody? Let me check. What has changed? What is changing in the last one? What has changed in the last 1 week? Anybody? What has changed in the last 1 week since the Trump's speech? Anybody? Group chats, anybody? Hello, hello, hello. Who is there? Who is there? Are we all going to Wambe? Is anyone here? Can anyone hear me? Is anyone here? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. You're
Okay.
loud and clear.
Just wanted to be sure. All right. You can see that the dollar has increased. The naira has started falling. The dollar has started gaining traction again. Before it was 1,440. Now it's gone to 145 something. Slowly moving back to 1.5 because of, you know, the sanctions that people perceive that what will happen in Nigeria. People are slowly, you know, trying to observe what is happening in Nigeria. So for you as a business person who is looking to invest into Nigeria, you know, you have to also take all those things into keen consideration. That's why one of the examples is 2022 sanctions on Russia affected what trade and business presence. Just one declaration, just one speech by Trump. Look at the ripple effect that is having on the economy of Nigeria. All right? We're together. And this speaks to what? Various segmentation, which of course, geographical, all the things that we mentioned. All right? Now let's move to the Adams criteria for what? Effective segmentation. Accessible. Accessible, can the segment be reached effectively? Can what? This segment, what you have segmented, can it be reached what? Effectively through an available marketing channel? Can we reach them affordably? It's not about reaching them affordably. What is our you know, there's marketing budget. There is a budget. Now, is it affordable? Sometimes a lot of us will, first of all, will leverage the free version of all those social media channels before we start to think around how to then start to now subscribe based off of of whether we feel that, yes, I think at this point, if we explore some features, we might be able to get return. And I think in my organization, we did something like that for LinkedIn. After we had exhausted the free version and its limitation, we did a 1 month free, and then we paid after all. And we got some significant return at the time. Differentiable, is the segment distinct and different in needs or behavior from others? Are the segment clearly different? Segment clearly different. Actionable, can a meaningful marketing strategy be developed for the segment? After you have been able to identify it, then you develop a marketing strategy. And the question is, will they respond predictably to marketing action? How do you then now measure it? All right, how do we then now measure it? And what is the segment large and profitable enough to serve? Is it worth the investment? Very important. Very, very important. If you look at your ROI, your return on investment, is it worth it? if I invest in this based on, because you know, most of the, if you're looking to say based off of the needs that you get from people from these segmented markets, and you may now put in a lot of work into reworking your product or your service, the amount of money that you use in reworking the product or services, if you sell it back into that demographic, into that segmented target, will you be able to realize return on investment on it? Okay. All right. Now let's look at this very interesting offset cultural dimensions that affect what marketing. PDI. Accepting of a hierarchy of authority. So this primarily speaks to what? A lot of organizations, there is one person that just says that this is how we're driving this idea. This is how we are, this is the mission and the vision of this organization sits directly with that person. Right? Sits what? Directly with that person. That's a leader that's what? You know, does not give room for any deliberation. No room for what? Deliberation. So you have to understand those kind of what? Those kind of accounts, or those kind of targets. That this particular one. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to it, depending on the kind of business that you do. All right, there are what advantages and disadvantages to it. If you build relationship with those people at the top, then it helps significantly, because of course it simplifies your deal closure. It doesn't need to have one person that will say I disagree, and another person says I disagree, and all that. There's always also a disadvantage to it, like I said. Individualism, IDV, individual what needs versus what the group needs. All right, individual needs versus what the group needs. Personal gain over what inclusive benefits. Some people just want something, particular training. Organizations with an individual will tell you that I want to do a particular training, and I'm nominating all the members of my staff. And the members of the staff, about 8 or 9 of them have zero need for that particular training program. Uncertainty avoidance, comfort with what? Risk and ambiguity. IUAI, detailed information. What does UAI mean? There's some people that they are very risk averse versus people that are very innovative minded. People that are very risk averse versus people that are very what? Innovative minded. And masculinity, MAS, value of competitiveness versus care and gender role. You know, some people just want instant win. Like instant win over what, you know, out to what, you know, what's that thing called? Chelsea versus Arsenal. Chelsea wants instant win. He wants now. Arsenal has been nurturing for years. How many Arsenal fans we have here? It's looking like all their nurturing will finally pay off this season. Amen. Amen. Target market is defined as what? A specific group of potential customers a company focuses its marketing on. Of course, we've said that over and over and over again. The subset of the total market, most likely to buy a product or what? Or service. Different from the target audience, which refers to what? Actual purchases, e.g. parents buying toys for their what? For their children. Who understand what this means? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody want to try? Should I move on? Do I assume that we all understand? Hello? Let me check the chat box. You can't hear me well? Oh, so sorry. Anybody else? Can anyone else hear me clearly? Or is it
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. Target audience, it speaks to what? People buying toys. How do you position if you're a toy seller, how do you position it? Who is your target audience? Is it the child, or is it the parents, or both? All right. Now, if you target the child, is it the child that wants to buy it? Of course, you have to, your toy has to appeal to the what? To both the parents and also the child. the parent from the maybe from the price point of view, and the child from the aesthetic point of view. All right, from the aesthetic point, there's no what's the point of aesthetic and it's $2,000 or $3,000, way beyond the price. Even if the child likes to cry blood, not everyone will not fall. Right? Everyone will not what? Will not fall. Example here is what markets to parents, target audience, not just kids, promote what both fun and education. STEM learning. STEM learning is what? What does STEM learning mean? When is this something STEM? What is this STEM? What is that STEM? Anybody who wants to try? What is STEM? STEM, science, technology, engineering, what's that one? Arts and math. Yes, math. There's science, there's technology, there's engineering, there's art, and there's what? There's math. Now, Lego. A lot of people underestimate the power of Lego. You know, it's something that it helps significantly, especially in children, even in adults. Even in adults, it helps build critical thinking ability. Critical thinking ability, very, very important. A lot of people while growing up, we played what's that thing called? Is it brick game, and all those things. There are some games that are educational, in as much as they look like they are games, but it helps significantly build what critical thinking, because there's always a time-bound thing to it where you need to quickly do it before the time elapses, which gives you some level of pressure and builds the brain cell. All right, buyer persona, semi-fictional profiles, help marketers visualize their customers and tailor messaging. Right? What does buyer persona like? You know, what's the feature of this buyer? What is their feature? What is their names? Where their location, their age, what interests them? You know, all those things. Well, how much? What's their financial capabilities? You know, their preference in terms of the brand. The buyer persona is very, very important. Target marketing strategy. This is how do I put this now? When they say undifferentiated, whole market, that's the whole market. Like your business is across the entire market. Whether you are young, old, rich, poor, everything, any market. Coca-Cola, for example, everybody drinks Coke. I don't drink Coke anymore, but of course, you know, at one point in time, I must have drank it. I must have used it for some, drank it one way or the other. So there's no what's it called, segmentation here as it is when it comes to your market, because they understand their product and they know that their product does not have any bias in terms of, you know, it's not tailored to one particular segment, market or target over another. Differentiated, of course, is different segments, right? An example here is market Nike women for this and that and that. This speaks to what this particular product is for, this particular what segment of people. This particular one is for what particular segment of people. I know we mentioned something around people that are eco-friendly and all that, and this is where this concentrated niche work speaks to. So people have some special preference. I want milk, but the kind of milk that I want has to be low fat, has to be low whatever it is. Me, I drink any type of milk. But some people will tell you that I want the one that has low fat. I want what's it called? Brown sugar. I want something. You know, they're very, very intentional. All right, they're very, very intentional. And last but not least, micro marketing. Within a target, there is another sub target within a target. Every man, once it's done, what's it called? Once he gets married, starts earning money, you know, earning significantly. Next thing is that, man, I need to buy my own property. You know, any real estate person, you're already a target to that person, right? I want to buy a property. Okay, you want to buy a property, go and meet so real estate firm. And the real estate firm knows that, okay, based off of your income, Okay, if you are this, go and stay in Kurudu. I have a property in Kurudu I can sell to you. Or if you are this, I have another property that you want is in Banana Island. One thing is for sure, you are interested in what? In purchasing a property. Now, depending on what your purchasing power, your budget, that will now determine which area is what that they want to give to you. And this is the visual analogy that speaks to what the total pie, which is the total market, whole pie, the segmented pie, several slices, the several what's that thing called? Segments, the niche, one slice, particular one slice. I'm very particular about one particular area, and of course, micro is a bit of that slice. In that one slice, there's a particular one that this is what this person wants as it is. Now let's move to product positioning. Product what? Positioning. Once you have been able to segment, next thing is what? To position your product to those people that you have highlighted as your target market. After what? Market segmentation. Once you have done an effective market segmentation, then you have like a target market. Out of the segmentation, you pick the target market. Once you pick the target market, the next thing is to what? Is to position your product to that market. Okay, all right. And what is product positioning? Example is Marriott. Marriott has different kind of cadres of what? Of hotel chain. Called by Marriott, if you're looking for a traveler, just affordable accommodation. Let me just go for my business in the morning, come back in the evening and just sleep, go in the next morning, and once I'm done, I get out. Ritz-Carlton is, of course, luxury travelers. And executive stay is for long-term business travelers. Now imagine that Marriott, all they have is, man, all I just want is if you're the 5-star hotel, man, it's also $1,000 or what. They will get their own market target. People around the executive stay. But they want to capture a much more broader audience. And based off of that, they have now segmented. That's why in my company or my organization, we have something we call B2B positioning, and we have the one we call the B2C. Yeah, B2C is where we have like a weekend training program that we do, which only positions what's it called, targets B2C, people that are self-sponsoring. Because you understand that these people, business analysis that we sell for 200,000, 280,000, we can't sell it to them at 200,000. They are self-sponsoring. So we'll go as low as 75,000, 100,000 naira to ensure that this is the same product, it's the same cost, only that it's for different audience. All right, it's for what? For different audience. All right, and examples of these head-to-head, Avis and Eds. I know that for people who travel to the US, all these airport pickups and all, there's Avis and there's Eds. Well, so when there's head-to-head, what this means that they compete directly with rivals on this. They have the same attributes. These they are both airport pickups. So there's nothing that they are both airport pickups. The only thing is that one has one what's that thing called, one competitive advantage over the other. Heads usually work on this loyalty program. They have this loyalty program type thing that they do, so that if you're a recurrent traveler and all that, you get some points and everything, as opposed to Avis. All right, and differentiation emphasizes unique features to serve a different market or create a new demand. That's women-only gym versus the general one. All right, so a lot of people will just say, okay, you know what? All I want to do is what's it called? I only want women that are looking for figure eights, Coke bottle body, and whoever what's that thing called? All the routines that will be done will be centered around ensuring that they have Coke bottle body. And when people hear that it's Coke bottle body that they are training in that place, a lot of people want to go there. All right, especially women that like that. They are tired of waist trainers and whatnot. Now let's do a quick exercise. Positioning statement templates. All right. Positioning statement defines what the product value and audience. Now, with this example, everybody here, I want a sentence using this for your positioning statements for your organization. Everybody here, if I did not get at least 3, we are not moving away from this page. If I did not get at least 3, I'm not moving away from this page. The name of your brand provides what they provide for what? For the audience that you provide it for. Who needs, because who need what they need, because of what? Why? Because you are better, because you do X, Y, and Z better than what? Every other person. Yeah, one sentence. Think about your organization. This social organization provides what? This for what? People in this sector who needs this because of what? This is what we do, and this is what we can do compared to what? To our competitors. Let's do this quickly for the next I know my time is fast spent, but if this is one exercise that I can get 2 or 3 people to do, and then I will be grateful. Let's do this quickly. Let's do this quickly. In the next 2 minutes, drop it on the group, and then we'll move on. Okay? All right? Okay, nobody, not even one person. That's serious. So is it like you don't know the benefits your organization provides? Is it that you don't know your target audience? Is it that you don't understand the needs of your people, of your audience? And is it that you don't know the competitive advantage that your company has over every other person? Hello? Is it that you don't have this knowledge? Okay, thank you. Certified GRC provides compliance solution in PCI, SOC, and CSF for SMEs. Fantastic. And consulting firms who need simple and reliable scalable tools to manage their security and regulatory obligation, because manual compliance is slow, error prone, and costly. Now, I did not see that competitive advantage here. So why you are better than the other person? I want to believe that what? Where is your affordability here? Where is your what's that thing called? Your usability, your user-friendly interface here? Where is your subscription-based simplicity in your subscription-based, those ones? But you have to also have done your market segmentation to be sure that this is your other. What is it that your competitors significantly lack that you offer? What is it that your competitors significantly lack that you offer? That's why I say why you are better than the competitor, because this is not a proprietary information. It's not a what's that thing called? More monopoly, right? It's not a monopolistic business. You are not the only one in the IT GRC space, right? You're not the only one that has an IT GRC platform. So your IT GRC platform, how is it better than the competitor? It's very important. Do you understand? So you have to also what include it there. But this is great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nobody else? Nobody else is willing to try. Nobody else is willing to try. Okay. All right. Let's move on to perpetual positioning, perpetual map. What is what? Price versus what? Versus quality. Price versus what? Versus quality. That's what this primarily speaks to. All right.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm rounding up, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm rounding up in the next 5 minutes. So this is what that's what it speaks to. Perpetual just positioning, right? Brand versus quality what versus what versus pricing. All right. An example, of course, a lot of people also perceptual positioning. People who do drinks. If you're doing drinks for senior, you should know that people seniors don't like sugar because they are prone to diabetes rather. And of course, they want to know low sugar, whatever drinks, nutritional drink you give to them has to be low sugar and all, compared to other brands. That's why you see some people, you see their sugar level is maybe 6%, 5% and whatnot, and it's lesser. Mine is lesser at 2% and all that. People want to prefer to take one that is lesser than the competitor as it is. All right. And finally is what? Ethics in what? In target marketing. What primarily this speaks to is that do not take advantage of people. That's what this speaks to. Do not take advantage of people. Do not exploit people. Do not exploit people while trying to do your target market. I mentioned that before. A lot of people will mix beetroots and something and tell you that it cures one form of cancer. It cures one form of diabetes. And because you know that, a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians or Africans, even aged people, they are prone towards diabetes. They tell you, what's that thing called? When men are getting to a certain age, they are prone to prostate cancer. Then you start to now go and do one concoction and say that, based off of this concoction, once you drink it, you significantly reduces you getting prostate cancer. People, you are feasting on their vulnerability, which is what unethical. And that's primarily what all this speaks to. Children under age 7 to 8, those people cannot make their own decision. So you then start to use various types of marketing to dissuade them, to confuse them. And because you know that they are vulnerable, that they can't make their own decisions themselves, and you want to now exploit. Speaking primarily on exploiting, marketing to the elderly, senior, targeting health products, and I mentioned that before, and all that. COVID-19 fair, all those use this particular thing so that you don't get COVID, which that it's not it's not tested and trusted as it is. And these are some of the examples that we have. And the key takeaway finally is what marketers must balance profitability with responsibility, ensuring they do not exploit vulnerable groups through manipulation, false promise, or exclusion. Thank you very much for your attention, and it's a pleasure to be here as it were. I hand over to Mercy here if there are no questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, any question? Thank you so much, sir. We really enjoy your session, and thank you so much, Ade Damola. Today's class was not a waste of time. Thank you so much. Just a few announcements to the students. We are already writing our assessment as it stands now. So please do well to complete all of your assessment as at when due. All right. As usual, every information regarding this program is going to be sent to your groups. And then the material and the recording of this class too is going to be sent to you all. Thank you so much. And from here, I would say, have a very, very beautiful weekend. See you in the next class.